The Joe Rogan experience.
Yeah, no, it was really weird because I was in the area that I lived.
That's where Tony lived too.
They burned cop cars like very near my house.
He used to love that area.
It was so beautiful. It was so nice.
And now it's all full of tents.
It was really rough.
Do you know?
Yeah, I wonder if it was like because cops no longer like patrol those streets or some shit. An area I'm very familiar with because I live in that same area. Or I wonder if it's because, I don't know, there was a fucking international pandemic that rendered a lot of people unable to fucking work. Who knows, dude?
You ready for this, Jamie? How about this? I'm going to send you this, Jamie, because this is fucking crazy.
But as we're talking shit on Los Angeles, there's still homeless people here.
Well,
so.
there's a thing. It's nothing in comparison.
It's a smaller town.
Wait, what? I've been to Austin. I saw it with my own two fucking eyes. This notion that there isn't like a massive amount of homeless people like living under fucking bridges and shit. They literally have hella homeless people in Austin.
I'm gonna send you something, Jamie. This is.
Why are they wearing the same?
You remember how Coleon Noir was on, and he was talking about how the reason why the homeless situation never gets fixed is because so many people are working on the homeless situation, and they spend hundreds of millions of dollars. LA spent. I thought there was no money. That's not the case. Hundreds of millions of dollars get spent on the homeless.
And thank you for your contribution to that.
But you know where it goes to? But you know where it goes to? It goes to the salaries of people working on the homeless.
Oh, wow.
So this someone posted all the salaries of all these people. Look at, they're all like six figures and more. Look at it, $254,000, $263,000, $198,000, $200.
Wait, that's why we can't fix the homeless problem? First of all, 501c3s are inherently capitalistic regardless of being nonprofit, okay? Like, he's not entirely incorrect when he says that, like, a lot of these 501c3s are grifts, okay? And the people that run them are grifters themselves. So there is absolutely truth to that.
They make a shitload of money.
You would think it is a job you would want to pay people a lot because you want like great mind. This is results. This is a puzzle. Like, this is a puzzle someone needs to solve.
But you want results. When you get no results, you shouldn't get that much money.
Exactly. And there's too many people. There should be like a committee of 5 people that are experts.
You need a lot of people to deal with the homeless situation in LA. It's 100,000 homeless people. You have Boulder, Colorado in LA in homeless. Like, take the entire population of Boulder and make it homeless and then put it in LA.
Boulder's so the opposite of that. Boulder's just these gorgeous, fit hikers.
Yeah.
They're hot, but they're wearing those like toe shoes and like Tevas so you wouldn't bang them, but you're like, I understand.
They're taking like a yoga mat to the top of
a cliff. They got a yoga mat. They're wearing Joe Rogan fanny pack.
This is a story I heard on the LA news that they bought these things for the homeless shelter situation, and they were just hanging out near a Dodger Stadium unused until someone found them with like a drone one day.
You know what? That's not going to fix anything either, man.
I want one of those.
So he's not wrong. The weird part about this, like, it's like a ape brain take, like libertarian ape brain. But he's not wrong. Giving homeless people like fucking a couple RVs is not going to solve the problem. Just like, yes, some people who run 501c3s do make a lot of money because they are grifters, and that's not going to solve the problem either. Okay? Here's what will solve the problem. Fucking housing, dude. Like, housing, jobs programs, and mental health facilities. Rehabilitating homeless people that have addiction, offering them the mental health treatment that they need, giving them housing, and then also offering them jobs programs and training programs and jobs programs. Are you a YIMBY now? I hate this NIMBY YIMBY shit. Not only am I on board with like building actual fucking public housing, but also on top of that, I'm on board with one step further, repurposing houses that are not being used, taxing people for sitting on properties with land value taxes if they do not actually, you know, rent out their properties or just like sit on it. And if they're going to rent out their properties, implement price checks to ensure that it's not like ridiculous and impossible and prices out millions of people out of the housing market. But the notion of like YIMBYhood is so fucking moronic because there are new developments happening all the time in Los Angeles and in San Francisco. Those new developments, though, are luxury condominiums. They're not affordable public housing. So shut the fuck up. All neoliberal, yes, in my backyard assholes literally constantly fucking avoid this reality that like the problem isn't that there simply isn't enough housing when there are more vacant houses than there are homeless people in California. There are more vacant houses in fucking the Bay Area than there are homeless people in the entire fucking state of California by 5 times. So you can yimby your ass all you fucking want. God damn it, dude.
Spend a bunch of money on it.
Right, but so then you're going to get homeless people and they're going to live in these things.
They're going to make it so
however the way
nasty.
they want to. This guy's talking about. They're going to live.
Isn't project housing, public housing, projects aren't a good place to be? Dude, is this guy memeing? Fucking 11-month subscriber? He's joking, right?
Live however the way they want to in those things. Up there, just doing drugs and lighting things on fire, and
it's like nice living in LA. Like it's like the weather's beautiful.
Pretty nice. Well, that's why they like to go down the beach. It's very, it's very maintained.
But
the ocean air comes off.
I think what they're doing. I know they have beachfront property.
They do.
They're putting decks on. I'm like, you guys, this is crazy. You guys are living a better life than
Venice
me.
is bananas.
But Venice is. I think they did something where you can't loiter or litter or something. So now the homeless people are like cleaning. It's like cleaner.
What the fuck?
Or they can arrest them. So
you
now
can't camp. How about that? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. And you know what's weird? You know what I noticed the other day?
Okay, that's literally what Austin is doing now, by the way. That's what Texas is doing. Texas was like, we're going to help the homeless. We're going to put them in hotels. We're going to help them as best as we can. And then they were like, just kidding. Fuck that. Now it's illegal to have a tent. Just figure it out, dude. Just figure it out, bro. Figure it out, bro. Just like fucking figure it out, dude. I don't get it. Like, how much is a house? Like $800,000 in Austin or some shit? Whatever, dude. If I can buy one, you can too, dude. Fucking pick yourself up by your bootstraps, brother. What the fuck? Someone said camping is illegal in Germany as well. But then again, we have public housing. I don't mind making public camping illegal as long as you have fucking public housing for every person without a house.
Probably.
It's just
get their shit together.
The whole thing is dumb. You can't allow people to just camp on streets in the middle of nowhere. You just can't. You just can't. In the middle of your streets, put tents up. You just can't allow that. They passed a ban on it here, and today is supposed to be the day that the second phase goes into effect.
I was going to say, because I can't allow my king to tell me there's no homeless people in his town.
No, there's homeless people. There's just not a lot.
Yes, there are.
No, there's 2,000.
Dude, he is delirious, dude. I don't believe that there's only 3,000 homeless people in Austin. Okay? I'm sorry. That is like the homelessness in Austin numbers. There's been an 11% increase in homelessness count. There is 0% chance that that's true. It is significantly undercounted. He said 2,000, but it's not even, that's not even true. It's actually 3,000 if you look at like official numbers. Okay, and it's the same problem exists in Los Angeles as well. Acting like 2,000 people isn't a lot. If you've been to Texas, you will know that it's not just 2,000 people.
2,000 to 3,000.
It's a small place. I see them everywhere.
Well, there's a lot.
Homelessness being left alone costs more than supportive housing, $40K a year per person versus $20K a year per person because of how it costs the city in emergency services. This is from U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics data. Yes, homeless people being left out in the fucking wild is significantly more costly than housing homeless people. Homeless people don't get to like, if there's different tiers, okay, I'm going to use like, colorful language here. It's going to trigger a bunch of people because this is a very touchy subject. But if there's different tiers of homelessness, there's like level 1 homeless where you're living in your fucking car in a parking lot while still going to work at the goddamn local, juice bar. Okay. Then that level and that homeless person could also be like, couch surfing and shit like that from time to time. Then there's another tier of homelessness where you fucking lose the car or you lose your job because, it's getting harder and harder for you to maintain that position. Those people are priced out of the housing market. They have their jobs there, but they are priced out of the housing market. So there's nothing that they can do, or they've been evicted for some reason. They're in a financially shitty situation. They're in a financial predicament, oftentimes a budget shortfall that's literally built into our capitalist infrastructure. That is preventable by policy. That's preventable by decommodifying housing, okay? As best as you can. Not completely decommodifying it, by decommodifying it, but by decommodifying it with price regulations, and also on top of that, like land value taxes, like taxing vacant properties, and ensuring what kind of houses are being built in the small area that we are already working with, because land is finite. Then you get to tier 2 homeless people, which then lose their jobs or lose their fucking cars, making it much harder to manage their situation. And then finally, you get to the last tier of homeless people, which then start developing at that process like mental health problems because you don't have fucking shelter, dude. Like, it probably wears on you. Think about the mental health problems that you encounter as someone with ADHD when your mommy doesn't give you chicken tendies, okay? And then multiply that by 1,000,000 when you're fucking living outdoors. That's the last level of homelessness. Like, that's the last tier of homelessness that you see, where it's like virtually unrecoverable in our current in the current way that we treat the homeless people. The system itself also makes it as difficult as possible that if you're ever in that situation where you don't have permanent housing, it's way harder for you to get permanent housing. Everybody's gonna be like, where have you been living? Oh, you've been living out of your car? Yeah, fuck off. Like, I have income that I can show, and because I don't have a good credit score until recently, it was difficult for me to fucking rent. Even if I was like, dog, I will literally pay the 12 months rent ahead of time. And renters or landlords are still like, it doesn't matter, dude. You need to have credit. So it's ridiculous. The system is like completely fucking broken. Not having permanent housing makes it difficult to get a job and like get you out of the bootstrap situation. So not only do we say like, oh, just pick yourself up by your bootstraps, which is just so fucking stupid because we're avoiding how difficult it is, avoiding a conversation about how difficult it is to recover from that situation, from that financial strain and emotional strain that you've been placed into. But then also on top of that, like, we don't do anything about it. We don't help it recover from that situation. The most effective way of dealing with the homelessness crisis is by decommodifying housing, okay, as best as you can.